in UNCW. Huh? Well, normally when they are. The what?
No wind blowing through,
Yep.
blowing all the papers off.
Only 2 more games left here anyhow.
Yeah.
Sucks. I do enjoy doing this. I mean,
We have 7 minutes of commercials to come to start with.
Okay.
How does that work? We just have them on our.
So what time on the clock will that be go time for us?
That's what I want to know. We have. We usually come in about 2 minutes before, so.
We can come in at about the same time. It'll be good, and then we'll break for the.
Okay.
You gonna have the starters up on
Yeah,
the
we're
teleprompter?
ready. Yep.
Okay. Have they given those to you yet?
Yes, we have them right now.
Okay.
I'll start the commercials around the 9-minute mark, and then we can come out with that. We have them there. Not yet.
Commercials run it all during the broadcast.
Yeah, they might pop up and see them.
What happens at halftime?
They will run what we just did, what I just did.
Okay. Pregame interview?
No, they'll do the pregame interview beforehand.
Right.
And then the player interview will run at halftime. We usually do the coach as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We make it generic to where it's not anything to do with the first half.
Right.
And I usually at this point close this off.
Still haven't brought anything up to drink?
Not yet. I hate freaking roaches. It's disgusting.
Jurgensen Gabriel Field. That's what it's called.
Yep. For Ram, Gabriel, and Sonny Jurgensen. Okay, so we keep those. Waiting on Cincinnati's. We'll get their starters here. You will see the both teams lined up, so you can read right from there. You don't have to name every starter. You can kind of just say a few. So each team will be teleprompted with the starters. Okay, as you're watching it when we're live.
All right.
So we'll come live. You'll say hi to everybody. You'll let me say you'll introduce me. Let me say a thing or two. As soon as you feel that we're going to break for the national anthem, Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break for the national anthem. We'll be right back with you.
Okay.
And then as soon as the anthem's over, so we stay live. Now we can, during the anthem, you can hit mute on 2 and 3. We just got to keep the field mic up.
Yeah.
For the anthem. We can kind of come down a little bit during the game because that's a pain in the ass when they're listening. Yeah, thanks. Cool, thanks, babe. Is there any beer in it? How old are you, Aaron?
34.
Man, you're a young pup. I'm an old man.
Still, when I think about the ages of these kids in college, I'm like, holy shit. These kids are like born in like 1998.
Try being 43 years old.
Oh my god, it's crazy. 98. I can't get over that. Kids I'm talking to about fucking, signing them and everything, and they're graduating high school in 2020.
And twittering everything and tweeting and all that.
2020. Kids graduating in 2020. That's insane.
Wait a minute. 23.
Harrisburg all stretched out to the middle. Back to Green.
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Bernardo Fords.
At ILM, we're bigger than a welcome home hug. We're stronger than the connections we make. We're your neighbor. We're your friend.
We are your school spirit.
We are your history.
We are your biggest fans.
And we all fly.
And we all fly.
ILM.
ILM.
We are comfort, convenience, and community pride. We are more than just an airport. We are your airport.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
She was once considered the world's greatest sea weapon and went on to become one of the most highly decorated American battleships of World War II. Now moored in downtown Wilmington, she's one of the most highly decorated family attractions in North Carolina, serving a new generation as an exciting, hands-on historical adventure. Have a blast exploring the past aboard the battleship North Carolina. Adventure calls.
Welcome to Legion Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris Liebert with Aaron Gerberg. It's the United Soccer League's Wilmington Hammerheads and FC Cincinnati. Very important game. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Playoff implications on the line. Very important for both teams. Aaron, tell us a little bit about what we can expect tonight from this match.
Well, the Hammerheads are coming off of a win, and they're right behind Orlando by 2 points in the playoff race for the last final spot in the Eastern Conference. So we're going to need a big win out of the Hammerheads tonight.
Playing short-handed, or short-legged, I should say, midweek game. tell a little bit about, you got a team traveling in, you've got the home side, what it's like to be back home at your own stadium, and again, still hunting for playoffs.
Well, it'll be good to be back home, coming off of a win especially, and, looking to make the playoffs. They'll like to have the home crowd behind them, and, you can expect some energy out of the Hammerhead players.
It's been a hard time all year long. Tell us a little bit about what it's like to have 3 goals coming in just recently in a 3-0 win, how important that is for Mark Briggs and his side.
It's very important. You always, 3 goals to 0 is a good matchup. It's a, good margin there. Hopefully it'll bring some energy into this contest, especially with the crowd behind it, and, see if we can, capitalize off being at home.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, a big match tonight. FC Cincinnati visiting the Wilmington Hammerheads in the United Soccer League Sunday matchup. We'll be right back with the starting lineups. Thanks for joining us.
Stretched out to the middle.
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
At ILM, we're bigger than a welcome home hug. We're stronger than the connections we make. We're your neighbor. We're your friend.
We are your school spirit.
We are your history.
We are your biggest fans.
And we all fly
And we all fly
ILM.
ILM.
We are comfort, convenience, and community pride. We are more than just an airport. We are your airport.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
She was once considered the world's greatest sea weapon and went on to become one of the most highly decorated American battleships of World War II. Now moored in downtown Wilmington, she's one of the most highly decorated family attractions in North Carolina, serving a new generation as an exciting, hands-on historical adventure. Have a blast exploring the past aboard the battleship North Carolina. Adventure calls.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.
Welcome in, Hammerhead fans. We're at Jurgensen Gabriel Field. My name is Aaron Gerberg alongside Chris Liebert. We're here as your Wilmington Hammerheads will face off against FC Cincinnati. 3 games left on the schedule, And your Hammerheads are 2 points out of a playoff spot behind Orlando. The Hammerheads are coming off of a victory in their last game on Wednesday. They won 3-0. And Hammerheads, like I said, sit 1 spot behind in the playoff race, behind Orlando, 2-point difference. And be taking on FC Cincinnati today, who is 14-7-7. Her Hammerheads have a record of 7-11-9. Should be set for a good contest today. Chris, your thoughts on today's matchup?
It's absolutely going to be a brilliant day for soccer fans. It's a mid-Sunday afternoon. It's going to be nice and warm, though, on the pitch down there. It's an artificial turf. Temperature in the 90s. Heat index going to be in 100. So we will be seeing the hydration break at the 30-minute marks of each half. Mark Briggs and his Wilmington Hammerheads had a great game here on last Wednesday with a 3-0 win. So they are much in need of points, and it's going to be a very, very exciting contest. Hopefully that these Hammerheads will be able to pick up points and continue on their playoff hunt.
So the Hammerheads, as I said, had a 3-0 victory over Orlando City on Wednesday. That's the team that they are trailing. Wilmington sitting at 7-11-9 with 30 points. Orlando City with 32 points. And will be taking on its FC Cincinnati team that's sitting in 4th place right now at 14-7-7. So players are on the field right now, huddled up, getting ready to begin this match. Beautiful day here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Sunny with barely any clouds in the sky. A real nice day for some soccer.
Yeah, as we mentioned, it's going to be hot down there. John Hark's bringing his group in from Cincinnati. Certainly this league being played in the summertime, but majority of the games being played at night. So it will be difficult for both of these teams heat-wise. Fortunately, the Wilmington Hammerheads definitely train in this environment early in the day, so they're used to a sunnier participation where a lot of teams train at night and certainly play at night.
Well, the Cincinnati team is a team that the Hammerheads have seen once this season. They played a 1-1 tie in Cincinnati on April 30th. A late goal in that game tied it up for the Hammerheads. And this will be the second matchup between these two teams. So Hammerheads played them tough in their only matchup, which is a good sign when you're playing against a team that's in 4th place. See how the Hammerheads can match up against them today, hopefully coming out with a victory as play is underway.
We've mentioned many times on the Wilmington Hammerheads FC TV that really the results have not been the equality of how this team plays. They've been unlucky in a lot of senses. Actually, Paul Nicholson is the ex-Hammerhead who is now in several Hammerheads in Cincinnati scoring that goal to equalize in Cincinnati back in April.
Hard shot there, puts down one of the Cincinnati players. We got a whistle on the field.
It'll be an offsides call there. Sean Acoli, the leading scorer, actually the second scorer in USL right now. Dangerous player for John Smits and his defensive line to watch out for this afternoon.
John Smits, the goalkeeper today for the Hammerheads. Boots it out down the field, headed by Cincinnati. Cincinnati is making their way down the field here as that ball goes out of bounds, and Cincinnati will take a throw-in. Cincinnati dribbling backwards, passing it back. Whistle blown there.
Yeah, it's going to be another offsides call here. Wilmington playing a pretty high line. You've got Peroni, Fairclaw, Meekum, and Dewey on the back line for Wilmington. They'll play a little bit high, and it's gotten Okoli caught twice in an offsides position.
Peroni leads the Hammerheads in goals with 8 on the season. Hammerheads kick it across the field and out of bounds now off Cincinnati. Hammerheads will throw in. Tom Parrott with the throw in. Throws it back to Michael Meekum. Back to Parrott. Parrott now gives it back to Meekum, who crosses it. And that one goes off of the foot of Peebo Dewey.
This is actually the big brother Meekum. You and I, partner, called a game the other night at UNC Wilmington, the Division I college soccer team we called the other night. The younger brother, sophomore, both gentlemen being from UNC Wilmington and Blacksburg, but Meekum having his debut as a professional here. So being able to see the Meekum brothers on this soccer weekend.
Yeah, within a couple days apart, seeing both of them. UNCW ended up winning that game 3-0. Like to see same outcome here if the Hammerheads could get a win.
Ironically enough, over another Ohio team, that Dayton coming in.
Dayton. So Hammerheads sitting 2 points behind Orlando City for that 8th spot in the playoffs. As we said before, 3-0 victory for the Hammerheads over Orlando City on Wednesday. Certainly a big help in that playoff push. 3 games left in the season. That one knocks down Parrott as it goes off his chest. Ball out of bounds. Will stay with the Hammerheads.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shakeup in the playoff picture. Not only at the bottom, you can't count out Harrisburg and Bethlehem, PA. They're right underneath the Hammerheads and Orlando City B, but also in the mix. These FC Cincinnati, they need to pick up points. A lot of teams in there can change places, and again, that's a seeding structure. So for the playoffs, they need to, every team, these last 3 games, 3 and 4 games, Cincinnati having 4 games, really dependent on the remainder and the seeding of their season.
Yeah, and Cincinnati's coming in off of a win against St. Louis FC. Before that, they had lost 2 in a row and tied 2 before that. So picking up their first win in 4 games. So 2 teams who have won their last game here today. Whistle blown. Shaken up on the play is Austin Berry, Cincinnati, Ohio native, on the Cincinnati squad.
Numbers are so much easier to read tonight than with the Friday night game that we did for UNCW. And Dayton had on these red and white striped uniforms with white numbers, and as patriotic as they looked, it was really difficult for us who need all the help we can get on seeing numbers, but much easier to see today.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with the white number idea, but not a good idea, as that one is sent wide and out of bounds. And we'll get a goal kick here for the Hammerheads. John Smits will kick it out. Smits, a goaltender from Mississauga, Canada, I guess.
Mississauga,
Canada.
That was one of those MISSISS and then the AUG at the end.
Yeah. So close to Mississippi there, but in Canada, Mississauga. That one headed forward by Cincinnati.
The second straight look at Smits in goal. He was in goal the other night for the 3-0 and the shutout over Orlando B. He had been splitting time with Eric Atty during the course of the season, but Smits getting the call tonight.
Meekum gives it over. Center of the field. Kicked up. Over to Parrott and headed forward. And then headed out of bounds by number 22, Kyle Parker. Cincinnati with a throw in here. Parrott will throw in for the Hammerheads. Looking for somebody to throw it to. Tapped. And kicked out of bounds by Wilmington. Cincinnati will throw in now. Played 7 minutes and 32 seconds into this contest.
On this 9/11 tribute game, partner, we had mentioned earlier that the flag being at half-mast, if we get a shot of the scoreboard here at Jurgensen Gabriel Field, and, of course, in support of the tragedies from the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
15 years ago today.
Do you remember what you were doing 15 years ago?
I remember exactly where I was, and I was living in New Jersey at the time, and I was in college, and I was living off campus, and I was driving to school, and I was listening to the radio, and I was listening, to one of those morning shows. So they were, a show that always is joking around and, messing around and stuff. And, so when they made the first announcement, you couldn't really be sure if they were like messing around or not. And they were like, no, we're serious. Like a plane is really just flown into the World Trade Center. And then right after that, they're like, another one just flew into the other one. And I got to school, and that one headed towards the goalkeeper and saved by Smits. Nice save there. So I get to school, and my first class of the day was actually a broadcasting class. So we got in there and we're sitting there just watching CNN. And then after both buildings fell, they were like, school's over. Everybody, go home. And I ended up driving over to Newark, New Jersey, where I had a perfect view of the World Trade Center site. And it was just the biggest cloud of smoke I had ever seen, just rising into the air. And literally the cloud of smoke lasted for a full week. A full week.
Unbelievable. Well, again, a tribute game here as we watch these two teams battle, and we had a moment of silence just prior to the national anthem, and honestly, partner, with what's been going on the last couple weeks with the national anthem and the flag, it was nice to see no protest or no actions in any which way to certainly cause distraction. I don't want to say disappoint in any way, but just cause distraction. And so far so good, a good look of the game of soccer here with these two teams, FC Cincinnati and Wilmington Hammerheads FC.
Battling here, 10 minutes into the first half, no score. Nice slide tackle there by Parrott. But Cincinnati remains with the ball. That one crossed over.
Number 19, Corbin Bone, you'll see him today. He is one of the several Hammerheads that were on the roster at some point in time with these Wilmington Hammerheads that have found a home in FC Cincinnati. We'll mention those today. Again, several players making their way to FC Cincinnati, an expansion team in their first year, having a great year, being in, as you said, fourth place of the 14, but also really turning in some unbelievable numbers attendance-wise in the average of 17, 18, 19,000, and have broken the 23 a couple times. So for the FC Cincinnati fans listening, my hat's off to you on really supporting a United Soccer League's team.
Cincinnati are really supporting. They have, like as I said, a local kid there, Austin Berry, 27 years old, from Cincinnati, Ohio. Actually, more than one. Luke Spencer, forward, also from Cincinnati, Ohio, on the team. And actually another player, Evan Lee from Toledo, Ohio. And Kenny Walker from Wickliffe, Ohio. So a lot of Ohio players on the Cincinnati roster. Could be a major factor in the support of this team.
Yeah, even nowadays in the collegiate leagues, the Division I teams, you don't see a lot of in-state players on the roster of their institution, and certainly not in the United Soccer Leagues, especially with the influx of foreign players. So it's nice to see, again, only a couple players on the Hammerheads from North Carolina. I only see three players. So following the product of homegrown is the word used in soccer now for those players to be able to play for their professional, not only Division I side, but their professional side.
Speaking of that, Cincinnati actually has a player from Wilmington, North Carolina, Ross Tomaselli, 23 years old, from Wilmington, North Carolina, on this Cincinnati squad.
Tomaselli being one of those players who played on this pitch as a high school player, and several times playing here, and then again playing for the Wilmington Hammerheads, and then a product of Wake Forest University in North Carolina.
Cincinnati throws in. Now taken away by the Hammerheads.
Another product of Wake Forest there, as we see Justin Moose, Aaron, take a touch. Another product of the ACC powerhouse Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
Cincinnati moving it around now. Kick back into the backfield. And back to their goaltender. In goal is Mitch Hildenbrandt from Livonia, Michigan. Is the goalkeeper for Cincinnati FC. That one passed down the side to number 20, Jimmy McLaughlin. McLaughlin now has it in the center of the field and kicks it back. Wiedemann. That one goes out of bounds.
Both teams still trying to figure each other out here, partner, and we talked about the other night, teams playing within the 30 yards defensively and back and forth, and no real one header that we saw earlier in the match, but really only one of the opportunities for either team.
A takedown there. Hammerheads will get a kick here. Taken down on the play was Kyle Parker.
Pretty good stiff breeze blowing in the back of FC Cincinnati, so certainly an advantage. Possibly could see some either long balls or goal kicks or distributions by John Smits and his Wilmington Hammerheads being held up in the wind a little bit.
Whistle blown there.
Yeah, fortunate for Wilmington again playing that high line. Bruno Peroni. Wiedemann getting in behind and still having a shot, but certainly after the whistle and after the offsides flag had gone up.
Wilmington kicks it over towards Meekum. Meekum has it again. Kicks it backwards. Not a lot of offense so far in this game.
No, as we mentioned, both teams, again, trying to figure each other out. It's a very warm day, so pace might come into play. Again, we will be looking at a hydration timeout right around the 30-minute mark.
You could see the sweat on basically every player's back already.
Well, I've been on this pitch before. We didn't get a chance to get down on the field tonight or this afternoon, but certainly with the temperature, the heat index being 100 degrees, we took a field temperature at one point. When that temperature was over 100, it was about 110, almost 120 on the field. So It is an artificial surface here. You see the splash of the black pellets. Certainly a good sign knowing that it's a artificial turf, and teams playing here at this time of the day or any daylight hours often complain about their feet burning.
Yeah, the turf definitely gets hot. The black pellets don't help either. All those rubber pellets heating up. Never a fan of the rubber pellets myself.
Not very a good idea to ingest them as well, from what I understand of reading reports of black pellet ingestion.
I actually got playing softball on some of these type of fields. Got these rashes. The pellets got into my socks. It wasn't comfortable. Cincinnati with a throw in here. Played well by the Hammerheads as they move it forward. Parker has it. Gives it over to Meekum. Back to Meekum on the side. He sends it forward. And here comes Parker. He kicks it and saved. Now back. The shot blocked. Another shot blocked.
Yeah, Jeff Mashad doing a great job of pulling a dummy as the move there and letting the ball go through his legs to Kyle Parker. Kyle Parker kind of picked his head up and said, holy cow, I've got the ball. Takes a shot, and Hildebrandt really makes a good save at almost point blank. And, when you're dead center there for Parker, it's difficult to put that one away. But very good goalkeeping by Hildebrandt, and certainly an opportunity, first one of the game, of a major situation for the Wilmington Hammerheads.
Yeah, a few good opportunities there. Hildebrandt definitely made an unbelievable save off the Parker shot. But definitely the first biggest scoring opportunity of this game for either side. Liam Miller. Fairclaw has it. Gives it over to Meekum. Matthew Bourne's homer. That one wide off the foot of Parker. So getting on the offensive side of things here, Hammerheads putting some pressure on FC Cincinnati.
Well, this is a little bit more of the excitement that these fans saw on Wednesday night when this side took a 3-0 lead over Orlando City B. And certainly the first half of that game for both sides was pretty quiet, and the energy picked up in the second half. The Hammerheads taking right off where they left off from Wednesday night.
Couple headers there by Liam Miller. Sent forward and out of bounds. Back to Hildebrandt, who sends it over to Tyler Polak. Back to Polak. And then back to Hildebrandt. Some pressure by Parker there. Parker very active here.
Yeah, he certainly was holding his head after having that shot on Hildebrandt. He should have found the back of the net. He knows that those are the moments that really will separate his team trying to get into the playoffs on the outside looking in. And hopefully those aren't moments that'll come back to haunt you when
whistle blown. Hammerheads will get it. Shawnee Fairclaw. Meekum gives it back to Fairclaw. Not a great kick there from Smits as it goes straight up in the air. Hammerheads kick it out. And now FC Cincinnati has it. Alvaro Anton Ripoli. Down on the field was Tyler Polak. He gets up slowly. Polak fell about 4 yards on that trip. It's funny you can see how far a guy falls when you got the yard markers for the football game.
Yeah, that's the only good thing about these football yard markers.
Header, diving stop by Smits.
It's a good save by Smits there. You'd like to see him get up a little bit quicker and keep that ball in bounds. So we'll be seeing Corbin Bone taking the corner kick for these the FC Cincinnati.
Bone sends it in, and it's headed out by Bruno Peroni.
So used to seeing Bone in a Hammerhead uniform. I'm having flashbacks to the days that he was here at Legion Stadium.
Nice takeaway by the Hammerheads. Coming up the field now, Justin Moose sends it to the middle. Shot blocked and will roll out of bounds. Hammerheads will get a throw in.
That's a good counterattack by the Wilmington Hammerheads, but even better, well defended by FC Cincinnati. Both teams getting forward and getting back, and well defended there by FC.
Tom Parrott with the throw in towards the corner there. Throws it in to Parker, goes off his foot, and it'll be a goal kick. A lot of different lines on the field here. You got the soccer lines, the football lines, and the lacrosse lines. So 3 different sports all being played at this stadium.
And actually, double soccer lines. You see right inside of the yellow, you see a darker black line. That's actually a high school football line that they use at one point. So a lot of different lines on this field.
Ball out of bounds. Hammerheads will throw in. Ball up in the air, off of the chest. Andrew Wiedemann. Hammerheads get it over to Parrott. Parrott kicks it backwards and now sent forward. Parker bumped again, but stays in control of the ball. That one's sent over to the side. Nice bending kick there.
Yeah, it's really important to use the width of this field at Legion Stadium. It's narrow to begin with. It's one of the most narrowest fields in the United Soccer Leagues, and really the only professional field that I know of more narrow is what the NYFC of the MLS is playing on up in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, Yankee Stadium configured to fit soccer and even football. Some weird quirks about the football games there, though, at Yankee Stadium when they do the Pinstripe Bowl.
NYFC actually being the major league affiliate for these Wilmington Hammerheads.
Fairly new MLS team. It was always the New York Red Bulls, who started as the Metro Stars.
New York, New Jersey Metro Stars.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, a lot of listeners or a lot of fans don't know that the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars played here at Legion Stadium against the Wilmington Hammerheads back in 2000 in the U.S. Open Cup, with the with the Metro Stars coming out on top 2-1, and Timmy Howard actually playing in goal that night, which went on to have a great career and still having a good career, and again playing for the U.S. men's national team. But the likes of Thomas Dooley and Tab Ramos and
I was a big Tab
Tony
Ramos fan.
Tony Miola was here, and
Yep.
the Hammerheads were doing well. It was in the one of the rounds of the U.S. Open Cup. It was the biggest, largest crowd to watch soccer here in the Port City. Almost 7,000 people that night, stuffed into Legion Stadium for a 2-1 Metro Stars win.
Yeah, the Metro Stars used to play at Giant Stadium and then ended up building a field in Harrison, New Jersey, and then became the Red Bulls. Really nice soccer stadium that they built in Harrison. And then New York City Football Club arrived, and that shot is blocked wide by Smits. Nice diving stop by John Smits there to save a goal.
Yeah, Okoli really gets a handle of that. It's a bending ball. Schmidt's coming out to cut down the angle a little bit, sprawled out and gets a touch. But that really, again, is a situation that game could have found the back of the net, or this game could have been at 1-0. Great shot by Okoli.
Did have a nice bend on that shot. Great save. Fully stretched out there, John Smits. Headed by Cincinnati and picked up by Smits.
We should be approaching our hydration timeout.
28 minutes, 30 seconds.
Another struggle there by Schmitz there. A little shank of the ball, able to keep it in this time, but not in possession of these Hammerheads.
Cincinnati moving it up the field. Bringing it towards the center, diving, and it's in the goal. Smits dove and got a hand on it, deflected off of his hand, and then kicked into the goal by Cincinnati FC.
Yeah, Okoli's going to get charged with that goal, and it looked like it was deflected of surprise. A lot of people didn't even see that, but definitely a goal right at the 30th minute.
Yeah, Okoli was the one who got that. He just dribbled it right around Smits there after it came off his hand and just was right in front of the goal and just tapped it in.
Yeah, we're going to have that hydration timeout as well. It's a dead ball that's right around that 30th minute.
So 1-0 FC Cincinnati going into this hydration timeout.
Yeah, I do believe that's Jimmy McLaughlin over there, number 20, jersey 4, FC Cincinnati, picking up the assist.
Yeah, that whole goal was set up by him. The hustle that he had and that kick that went off of Smits' hand, which put it right into the foot of Okoli.
Well, not the start that Mark Briggs would want to have for his Wilmington Hammerheads. Again, 3 games left in the season. He is in a battle with not only Orlando City B, but also Bethlehem and Harrisburg City Islanders looking on the outside in on the 8th spot of the playoffs. And certainly max points in all games would help. This on the roster, or the schedule, I should say, for the Hammerheads of the remaining games, this certainly perhaps being the toughest of the 3, but they are at home, and picking up full points is a necessity for these Hammerheads to make that run at the last playoff spot.
And Briggs was pretty fired up on the sideline over there, coming out when everybody came off the field.
Well, again, it's a good service from the outside from McLaughlin, but I think Smits was late coming off of his line. He gets a mid on it, but if you're going to come, you're going to need to come and get that ball and not put it you need to put it in a different area than danger, and leaving it right there in the center certainly was not what a goalkeeper needs to do, especially on the on-rusher of Sean Okoli, the second leading scorer in the United Soccer Leagues and the leading scorer for FC Cincinnati.
Okoli, a really good-looking athlete, was right there to put that one in.
all the way from Federal Way, Washington. So almost completely across the country, away from home, and building his stock perhaps of ever joining the MLS or moving up, but nonetheless scoring the goal here today.
So just as in the first contest between these two, Cincinnati takes a 1-0 lead. As I said earlier in the broadcast, it was 1-0 when they first met on April 30th in Cincinnati, and a late goal in that game by the Hammerheads tied it up, and the final score was 1-1. Cincinnati moving up. That one passed forward, and all alone was McLaughlin again, but offside's called.
Yeah, saved by the offsides call there, because McLaughlin's off to the races, and if he gets able to get a touch on that ball with that offside flag staying down, he's able to make a run at John Smits and probably find Oakley again.
McLaughlin showing some really good speed here. He just broke away from everybody on that.
Just about a step off sides.
Parker being held there constantly, 3 different times. That was Harrison Delbridge holding him, 6'4".
Giving him a nice little bear hug and a
way bigger than Parker's.
Big bear hug from behind.
Yeah, from Sydney, Australia, 6'4", 205 pounds.
Hanging on him like a koala bear.
Gee, like three times he was just holding him, got no call.
Didn't think I'd make it through today's broadcast with getting the chance to say koala bear.
Koala. Parker in the middle of it again. Passed over to Parrott.
The only other Australian word that might have been a little bit more fun to say would be dingo.
Dingo. That one sent across by Parrott, but way too far, and then headed away from Parker, out of bounds. Hammerheads throw it in. Liam Miller makes a nice move there. Ooh. Here comes Cincinnati, and a whistle's blown. That one, a Shawnee Fairclaw. That's a bad call.
Yeah, a little bit late. I mean, his foot's left in there. He does bring down.
He had already kicked the ball by the time any contact was made. That's Bone. Corbin Bone. I mean, when the contact was made, the ball had already been passed by Bone.
Yeah, you can argue that it was a little late on there, but certainly Broadley in the middle. Broadley's had some trouble here before. It's not the confidence in the center referee from the last game that he was here. Mark Briggs was worried about it, and again, I'm not necessarily debating that call there, but just a little questionable if you ask me.
It's Delbridge sending it back to Hildenbrandt. Delbridge is a big soccer player. That one goes out. We'll get a goal kick. John Smits will kick it out for the Hammerheads. 36:50 on the clock, first half. 1-0 Cincinnati. Smits kicks it out. Hammerheads come out with it now. FC Cincinnati with it. Corbin Bone. And now here comes Andrew Weideman, but he had to be offsides as the whistle's blown. Complaining about the call, but he was definitely ahead of everybody. So, not sure what he's complaining about. Kenny Walker sends it over to Bone. Hammerheads get it out. All the way across the field, just kept in by Alvaro Anton Rapol. Nice pass there to Rapol. Now the Hammerheads are bringing it up the field. Liam Miller controls it. Miller bringing it backwards now to Meekum, back to Miller. Back to Miller again, and over to Meekum. Meekum kicks it forward, but right at a Cincinnati player. And now Cincinnati takes over and starts to move down the field. McLaughlin sends it in. O'Cauley has it. Bends and misses the net and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Pollock trying to serve that ball to the back post. No one home. It's definitely a dangerous ball coming across the front of John Smits there, but no one home for FC Cincinnati. This is going to be the time. You really need to make a push here to pick up one right before the end of the half. Lawrence Homer has struggled a little bit all year long with not really blazing speed up top. A good holding forward, but really not being able to get in from behind the defenders there.
40 minutes here in the first half. 1-0 FC Cincinnati. Hammerheads trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. O'Cauley misses that one, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be off the Hammerheads, though, and Cincinnati's going to get a corner kick. O'Cauley just took a kick at that and totally whiffed on it, but went off the leg of Hammerhead's defender and out of bounds. Pollock will take the corner kick. Sent it backwards.
There's trouble.
Headed out. Cincinnati gets it taken away from them. And they get it back. Nice defense there by Justin Moose. Remains with Cincinnati. They'll get a throw in here. Back over to Austin Berry. Berry sends it in and out of bounds. Get a goal kick here for the Hammerheads. 41, now 42 minutes into this contest. Smits kicks it out. His goal kicks are just...
Yeah, he struggled a little bit with his distributions, not only his punch, but his goal kicks. And, again, we don't know if that's
it's like
the breeze is blowing a little bit in his face, but certainly looking like he's squibbed a couple.
They're coming out good off his foot, and then it gets high in the air, and it just kind of dies. It's like it hits a wall.
Well, I think it might have to do with it. If we can see on the other side, the Port City Firm, the official support group of the Wilmington Hammerheads, those flags are standing pretty tall up, so it could be anywhere from probably a 10 to 15 mile clip, really, if you look at it. So that could be what's happening there.
Yeah, the ball, that wind is just stopping the ball about at that 45, around that 40-yard line. It just dies in the air.
Yeah, perhaps hopefully staying up, so the Wilmington Hammerheads will be able to utilize some of that wind-added benefit.
Hammerheads kick it forward, and it'll be kicked out of bounds by Cincinnati. That's Casey Townsend. Kicks it out. Hammerheads get it over to Meekum. Meekum sends it in. It's bending, header, and kicked out by Delbridge.
Parker slipped trying to get back to that ball as we approach the 45-minute mark with a hydration break and a goal. No real injuries or any bookings. We'll probably see the likes of 2 minutes added on, partner. 2 minutes of extra time possibly coming.
Nice kick there by McLaughlin.
Yeah, you wonder if the wind got a hold of that one as well in the opposite direction and having it sail.
Oh, Coley is pulled down by his jersey, and they gave the ball to the Hammerheads.
Yeah, actually, Coley was tugging on Meekum first, and here's an opportunity, but offsides is going to be called on Kyle Parker up front.
Well, the replay had Meekum pulling him down. I don't know how he got that call, but okay. Kyle Parker's been in the middle of everything that's gone on offensively for the Hammerheads.
And here we are at 45 minutes. We'll wait for the fourth official to hold up the digiboard. And 2 minutes, partner, added on. I'm spot on there. Should have taken that bet at Vegas.
Prop bet. How much add-in time will it be?
That's it. We missed the coin toss at the beginning, but I should have jumped in on the the extra time there. So 2 minutes here after the 45-minute mark will be added on again. That for the hydration break and the FC Cincinnati goal.
Kicked forward by Meekum. Headed by Matthew Barnes-Homer. Cincinnati kicking it back and forth with each other. Moves it forward. Wademan. And he gets it back to Pollock. Wademan now kicks it to center.
It's about 10 passes put together by FC Cincinnati. Good football there.
Nice.
Due doing a good job breaking that pass up.
Using his body there. Diving forward and hits him in the midsection. Parrott. Up and headed out by Austin Berry. McLaughlin now moves it forward. And it's going to roll all the way to Smits. And there's the whistle. So at halftime, the score is 1-0 in favor of FC Cincinnati over your Hammerheads. So we saw a pretty well played first half there. There were some decent scoring chances on both ends. But just that one great play there by McLaughlin to send it across and off the hand of Smits with Sean Okoli putting it right in the net after that is the difference. And FC Cincinnati up 1-0 at halftime. Chris, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, Wilmington doing not quite enough to, really one shot, one goal given up there, and really one or two opportunities. It needs to be a little bit better. They are drastically in need of full points. So Mark Briggs will take it into the locker room and try to get his guys pumped up again. The first half the other night was a little slow, so hopefully they can bring out the energy in the second half again, they'll have the wind. I really do think it's been a factor here, so it could turn around and hopefully do what we have to do, to get on the board.
So FC Cincinnati on top 1-0 at halftime on the goal by Sean Okoli. We'll be back shortly.
At ILM, we're bigger than a welcome home hug. We're stronger than the connections we make. We're your neighbor. We're your friend.
We are your school spirit.
We are your history.
We are your biggest fans.
And we all fly.
And we all fly.
ILM.
ILM.
We are comfort, convenience, and community pride. We are more than just an airport. We are your airport.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
She was once considered the world's greatest sea weapon and went on to become one of the most highly decorated American battleships of World War II. Now moored in downtown Wilmington, she's one of the most highly decorated family attractions in North Carolina, serving a new generation as an exciting hands-on historical adventure. Have a blast exploring the past aboard the battleship North Carolina. Adventure calls.
Stretched out to the middle. Back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score! Bernardo forwards.
Okay, as always, we like to bring you a player's perspective of everything from the Wilmington Hammerheads FC. I'm Chris Liebert. With me is forward Qudis Lawal. Q, welcome to the telecast.
Thank you very much.
Good. It's a big game tonight. Everything is going on. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on in practice and training after a big win last Wednesday night.
A lot of things have been going on. We just stay positive, and we know this game we need it to make the playoffs, and we just have to get the result today.
Scoring goals has been a problem all year long. How is the excitement in the locker room after putting in 3 goals the other night with the guys on the pitch, especially Bruno Peroni coming out of the back to put the ball in the back of the net?
Yeah, it's a good thing, and mostly you can see all the goals come from set piece, and that's what we've been working on practice, and it's good. We're getting goals off set piece.
Is there a difference in the locker room knowing that you're still in the playoff hunt and that these games matter? What's the excitement like in the locker room, not only for training but pregame?
It's pretty cool, and everybody's focused, and we're just happy we have this opportunity again to make the playoffs, and I think this time around we just have to take it. No excuse.
You've been playing soccer all your life, for the wonderful game of football. Tell everyone what it's like to be living your dream and playing professional soccer, especially in a foreign country, the United States.
It's a good thing, man. This kind of opportunity don't come like twice. So if you get it, you just have to grab it. And it takes a lot to be a soccer player too.
Well, Wilmington FC is very glad to have you. We're glad to have you on the interview part of our telebroadcast tonight. I'm Chris Liebert with Ford Cutis Lawal. Enjoy the rest of the game.
At ILM, we're bigger than a welcome home hug. We're stronger than the connections we make. We're your neighbor. We're your friend.
We are your school spirit. We are your history.
We are your biggest fans.
And we all fly.
And we all fly.
ILM.
ILM.
We are comfort, convenience, and community pride. We are more than just an airport. We are your airport.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
She was once considered the world's greatest sea weapon and went on to become one of the most highly decorated American battleships of World War II. Now moored in downtown Wilmington, she's one of the most highly decorated family attractions in North Carolina, serving a new generation as an exciting, hands-on historical adventure. Have a blast exploring the past aboard the battleship North Carolina. Adventure calls.
Stretched out to the middle.
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Welcome back, Aaron Gerberg and Chris Liebert in the booth. FC Cincinnati on top 1-0 over your Hammerheads after the first half. Getting ready to start the second half here as we're seeing some of the highlights from half number 1. It's the first couple scoring chances here from your Hammerheads. Yeah, nice cross there, but just a missed opportunity as that one went out of bounds. And then here's Parker with that great save by Hildebrandt. Parker sliding into that one.
Another look at that of the dummy by number 19 for the Hammerheads. Great opportunity. And just a near miss there by Parker again.
There's that nice save by Smits off of Okali. And here comes the goal. The only goal of the game, that cross by McLaughlin that goes off the hand of Smits, and Okali puts it right in.
Yeah, looking back at that replay, certainly a mistake by the goalkeeper, John Smits. He comes out, gets one mid on it, needs to have two and bury that thing, and that's not a goal, and we would stay deadlocked. But nonetheless, a mistake by the Hammerheads there, and that's the deficit 1-0.
You're getting the shot of the flag at half-staff. Today is 9/11 and the 15th anniversary when the buildings came down in 2001. So, rather somber day here in the U.S. today. But we're going to be ready for some more soccer soon as half number 2 is almost about to start. 1-0 FC Cincinnati over your Hammerheads here. Hammerheads fighting for the final playoff spot with 2.5 games left here. They are 2 points behind Orlando City B, who they beat on Wednesday by a score of 3-0. So we got half of this game left and then 2 more. Next game is at home as well. And then the final one will be on the road. So looking for a little comeback here in the second half. First contest between these two teams on April 30th in Cincinnati was a 1-1 tie. And the score 1-0 here as halftime is almost about to end.
Yeah, Cincinnati actually taking their time coming out of the locker room. The 15 minutes had expanded or expired, I should say, and certainly puts us behind a little bit on kickoff, but taking their sweet old time to get out here. But with the heat, extra hydration, not bad for these players.
Yeah, it was super hot early in the morning today, pretty much the way it was all summer long. And it was just a brutal summer, just super hot every single day, like no let up, morning, day, night, just super hot with a lot of humidity. And that's the way this morning was and continued into this afternoon. So a real hot one out there. Game is still being played well. Got a close one here, 1-0. Hammerheads are in a huddle there at the 30-yard line. Players now getting together over on the FC Cincinnati side. Looks like the wind is still blowing in the same direction, so Hammerheads should get the wind going their way now. See if that helps them out any in the second half.
Yeah, we saw a little bit that factor play into John Smits and the Wilmington Hammerheads coming out of their own end, and Smits putting a few balls shanked and high up in the air, being held up by that stiff breeze. And again, seeing the flag over by the scoreboard here at Jurgensen Gabriel Field at Legion Stadium at half-mast, of course, again to celebrate or to commemorate the 9/11 terrorist attacks. And again, that wind hopefully going to help the Wilmington Hammerheads in this second half as they desperately need to pick up full points here. 1 point will certainly help, certainly in the need of 3.
Yeah, definitely in need of some points as they're 2 behind Orlando City B. With this and 2 more games remaining, Hammerheads move it forward as they begin the second half. Cincinnati now to Okali as he pushes it forward. Andrew Weideman goes off him.
Wiedemann smiling there as he knows that he was in an offside position. Good to see him have a smile on his face, talking with the assistant referee here on this near side.
Hammerheads have it. It's Fairclaw as he moves it over to Meekum. Meekum dribbling with it now is Jeff Mishad.
Tom Parrott doing a good job just to get to that ball there, unable to keep it or get a quality service on that far side. That ball really rolls quickly and fastly on this turf, and Tom Parrott doing the best of his ability to try to keep that ball in play.
A lot of contact there. Liam Miller called on that one.
Yeah, triple team on Okali.
Definitely been trying to slow Okali down all day. One goes by Tom Parrott. Goal kick now. John Smits. See how this goes with the win now.
See if he can fix his kicking there. Still a bending ball, not quite getting underneath it.
A little bit lower than his first half kicks, though.
I feel like we're golf analyzing there, and just
in the wind.
We would have to talk a little quieter now on his approach from the.
And that one in the wind.
Approach from the 6 inside the 18.
Hammerheads with the ball. Bruno Peroni kicks it down the field. Headed by Cincinnati. Michael Binns. Meekum. Here's Parker sending it over. And kicked out by Delbridge.
In a similar same fashion as we saw the first goal this afternoon coming from FC Cincinnati on the turn end. Not quite the same output there, or outcome I should say, but Wilmington at least trying to push numbers forward and get in the box.
Oh, a header by Parker. That one goes right to Hildenbrandt. I think it might have hit somebody before Hildenbrandt got it.
Yeah, a couple people in the stands wanting a handball there, but when you don't see any players' reactions, certainly from the Hammerhead side, that you know it's not in any kind of a doubt there.
Hammerheads will get a throw in here. Binns gets it back now. Crosses that one over to Peebo Dewey. Meechan. And that one off one bounce to Hildenbrandt.
Actually, Michael Binns going to be coming in the game. We missed that substitution. They don't put up the substitutions on the digiboard on that far side. So Michael Binns on the field for the Wilmington Hammerheads. It looks as if Justin Moose, his day is over in that midfield. So Michael Binns, the Jamaican Jamaican international, actually coming back from some duties with the CONCACAF qualifying for the Jamaican national team. He was not here in the 3-0 win last Wednesday as the Hammerheads took on Orlando City B. So certainly the number 21 jersey, hopefully an added help to Mark Briggs and his side.
Headed, just missed by O'Callaghan. Delbridge sends it backwards. Kenny Walker. Cincinnati still with the ball. Delbridge. Jimmy McLaughlin sends it forward. And a miss there by Meekum, but he regains, and now it gets taken away from him. Dribbling around is Cincinnati. Kicks it over to McLaughlin, off his head, and headed out by the Hammerheads. McLaughlin running after it. Hammerheads starting to move their way down the field, but now going backwards. Binns sends it back to Smits. Smits with a decent kick there, but headed by Cincinnati, and a whistle's blown. Down on a knee there was Austin Berry. He's up. Berry's going to come out of the game here. We'll have a substitution for FC Cincinnati. Walk off the field any slower.
He's going to be replaced with Paul Nicholson, certainly a fan favorite here, playing over 100 games for the Wilmington Hammerheads. And, man, what an ambassador to the United Soccer Leagues, and it's good to see Paul on the pitch again.
From Whitehaven, England.
Big, big part of this community, Aaron, and what a fine young man. New father. Great to see his pictures of his son with lovely family. And speaking of family, I know his father's listening and watching tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and say hello to a good friend of mine, Jeff Nicholson, father of Paul, and just a great family and a big supporter. I know Jeff and Paul still have a place in their heart for these Wilmington Hammerheads in the community. So, Jeff, if you're listening, have a tip of the tea for me or whatever beverage you're enduring at this point, and we love you from Wilmington, North Carolina.
A little bit later in the day in England.
Maybe a little bit past tea time, so hopefully Jeff is having a few Boddingtons or whatever the flavor of adult bevy is.
And that one sent out. Nice defensive play earlier, though, on the other side there by Fairclaw.
There's going to be a substitution for the Wilmington Hammerheads as Parker's going to end his day. So 22 coming off for Wilmington. Kyle Parker, Columbus, Ohio, an Ohio native.
Kyle Parker, definitely one of the most, doing most of the work on the offensive side for the Hammerheads today. He was really in the middle of everything that was going on. Coming in, number 91, Jeremy Lynch.
Another Jamaican here on the Wilmington Hammerhead side.
Hildenbrandt will kick it out. And that ball pretty much dies in the same spot that Smith's kicks were dying in that first half.
So maybe we are seeing that advantage of that wind. And that's a clearance there from Paul Nicholson, again playing in a defending role. It's a true midfielder. He did serve some time and helped Wilmington in some defensive areas last year with Wilmington and playing in the center back position, and certainly proving true to come and help John Harkes and his side in Cincinnati. So a true utility player in Nicholson, playing both midfield and back again in defending.
Get a free kick here for Cincinnati. Got a push there. Pollock kicks it in. Coley misses it. Parrott kicks it out. Cincinnati kicks it right into Parrott, and now saved by Smits. And he'll throw it out quickly. Gets it over to Lynch. Lynch sends it to the center of the field. Liam Miller gives it to Binns. Gives it to Lynch and loses it. Cincinnati kicks it back to the goalkeeper, Hildenbrandt. He gives it now to Corbin Bone. And now back to the goalkeeper. Here comes Cincinnati now. Move it to the center. Good defense there by Binns coming back to the play. Cincinnati moves it to the center of the field. Now across. Alvaro Anton Rapol. Hammerheads take over. Binns has it. Binns now moving forward. Putting some speed on now. And he's tripped up. Pat McMahon trips up Binns, who's rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, it looks as if the training staff coming on for the Wilmington Hammerheads, certainly some water, hydration coming. There's a good look there of Scott Glickoff there, the athletic training support, the physio support for Wilmington Hammerheads tonight. Usually Troy Cole coming on for the Hammerheads.
And Michael Binns was coming down the field at full speed and was pushed from behind by McMahon.
Yeah, McMahon getting a yellow card, caution in the clock ticking away, so I don't think the referee will use this as the hydration break, so that'll be forthcoming as well in probably another 5 minutes. And we look over on the far side, we could have another substitution. I don't know if this is coming for Binns or not. Again, Binns just coming in the game, only 10 minutes, 45, yeah, 15 minutes in the match, but I think he's going to be up on his own power and hopefully okay.
Hard fall there. He was at full speed when he got hit from behind.
He will need to come off. He'll need to come off just for a minute to be checked, but he will be allowed to come back on. We'll see what this substitution, I do believe Barnes Homer is going to be substituted for Wilmington. So he'll be the next to come off for the blue and the white.
Taking the kick will be Tom Parrott. Parrott kicks it. It's headed up into the air. Wilmington is going to allow it to go out of bounds, and they'll get a corner kick.
And Barnes-Homer going to be the man coming off, and Michael Binns coming back on, being allowed to come back on after his injury.
Tom Parrott will take the corner kick.
Should be Austin Martz coming on. Number 7 for Wilmington coming on in a...
You can hear those cowbells.
Oh, yeah, excitement here. That is Austin Martz. Very, very quick player if he gets around to the outside.
The kick is headed out by Eric Stevenson of FC Cincinnati. Get another corner kick here for Wilmington. Parrott will take this corner kick as well. Parrott now kicks it away. It's headed out. Comes out of the box. Liam Miller gives it over to Dewey. Dewey now kicks it up right to a Cincinnati player. That one high up in the air, just dying in the wind. Binns was on that one. And now a race for the ball. McLaughlin has it. He's being defended by Dewey. And that one was headed out. Hammerheads take it away, but back to Cincinnati. Pat McMahon. And here comes the Hammerheads. Austin Martz.
Yeah, he's quick. He likes to run with it. Good example there. Didn't well defended. Didn't quite get around the outside.
Looked like he might have had a chance to break away there.
Just a wasted pass there. That's got to do Mark Briggs's head in. Parrott unable to get on the end of that, but Jeff Mashad. Tough settle there by Stevenson. Here's a ball. How about that? Right at your face, partner. Settle that. Do with it.
Fight for the ball here. Coming out is Smits, and he loses it, and that one is in the net.
Oh, that's a poor break for the Wilmington Hammerheads. We'll see the replay. An absolute mistake by John Smits, and he knows it.
Another ball that he couldn't smother.
Oh, he's yelling at his defense here, and we'll see this. Ball comes through. Perfect job. Well defended. Comes out. And just doesn't get it.
Weideman did all the work on that one.
Yep, well defended. It gets out of the way. Here comes your keeper. Not hard enough, not get the ball.
He's got to just catch that way. He's yelling at everybody else.
Weideman, easy goal, 2-0. And Smits hasn't had the best of days. Both goals really being in his mitts, or should have been. And
he had both hands on that one. So 2-0 now, FC Cincinnati. On the goal by Andrew Weideman from San Ramon, California.
That's unfortunate for these Hammers. They're working hard, and 2-0. There's a lot of time left. 2-0 is the the toughest score, but both goals not really being of just difficulty for Cincinnati. I mean, you expect a little bit more from your veteran goalkeeper or any goalkeeper at this level. Smith's a product from the NASL, and actually I do believe some awards of keeper of the year, or certainly of weeks played down in Florida. But
it was Weideman's 7th goal of the season. So goals from Acoli and Weideman make it 2-0 FC Cincinnati. 65-47 here. Game time. Coley goes flying out of bounds there. Here come the Hammerheads. Binns. Over now, Mishad. Binns. Kicks it across the field. Hammerheads need to get something going here. And they're going to lose that one. Hammerheads take it back, though. In the box, cross, headed by the 6'4" Delbridge.
Oof. Shot taken there, and that's right straight into the head of McMahon there, and boy, clock stopped right away, and
McMahon on the ground.
Blister of a shot by Binns. See it right there, boom, right on the side of the head.
Is there a concussion protocol?
Yeah, there sure is, and we hope that McMahon, he seems to be okay. Checking to see if all of his marbles are intact. And to see him in this stance and structure at this point is...
That was some kick into his face.
Pretty rewarding.
Yeah.
Yep, getting his vision tested there and pretty much asking him, do you know where you are and what your favorite color is? And if he answers Cincinnati, Ohio, and Batman, you know you're in trouble.
Oof.
Oof. Right on the side of the head. He's up. Checking to see if his going through a DUI checkpoint here.
Just about to say.
Hopefully he passes with flying colors in both situations.
Sobriety test. Put one leg up. Count to 10.
Pat your head, rub your tummy, and let's go. Yeah, seems to be up and okay, and everyone back to things. So a little scare for Pat McMahon. Bolingbrook, Illinois, taking a shot there, and he gives a thumbs up. Comes off with his athletic trainer.
Fairclaw has it for the Hammerheads. He kicks it forward. Delbridge with another header using that 6'4" frame. Coley running that one down. He has it. And Binns takes it away. Binns moving quickly again up the field again. Gives it over to Dewey. Dewey sends it across and headed out by Delbridge. That one headed wide of the goal by Jeremy Lynch.
A little life from the Wilmington Hammerheads here, and good service on this near side. You always like to see the defenders getting forward and whipping a ball into the far post, and just not good enough in execution there from Wilmington.
About to reach 70 minutes here.
Stefan DeFrager coming in for Tom Parrott. That'll add a little life on the right-hand side. Parrott putting in a good effort.
That one up the field, chasing it down is Eric Stevenson. He's got it. Stevenson sends it to the middle, and it's caught by Smits. Smits throws it out. Hammerheads moving up the field. Lynch with a nice move. He still has the ball. Kicks it out to the side. Nice move there by Austin Martz. Header there by McMahon.
There's a foot race here, and
Okoli's going to win that.
Absolutely, and decides to pull back a little bit. I thought he could get across and get in front of his defender there and be off to the races.
Delbridge sends it back. Hildenbrandt kicks it out. Meekum sends it forward as Delbridge will run that thing down. Fighting over there is Martz. Nice hustle play there by Austin Martz. Kicks it back to Smits. Puts one high into the air. Header missed there. Cincinnati with the ball. And here all alone now is Tomaselli. Nice play there by Fairclaw. Came out of nowhere and just slid in front of him.
Yeah, Ross Tomaselli, again, the product from Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm not used to seeing him in the bleached blonde hair, usually a dark hair, but coming back home to the waves of Wilmington, North Carolina and Wrightsville Beach, gets a little surfer blonde look here.
Tomaselli was all by himself there, and then Ashani Fairclaw just came out of nowhere and slid right in front of him and broke that play up. Great defensive play.
Here's Martz again, going to earn a corner kick.
Hildenbrandt is on the ground. Looks like he has a cramp. Just went down all of a sudden out of nowhere.
You know, I can see if you've been running for 73 minutes, but your goalkeeper...
I mean, he didn't even do anything on that play.
No, but sometimes it just happens. I'm hoping that it's a true cramping situation. He's not just going down to waste any time, but...
Seems like a time waste. I mean, the ball went wide of the net, not even close. He's standing still, wasn't even moving, and then he just falls on the ground. But they're still working on him. Looks like the quad area as he's taking a drink of water. Working on Hildenbrandt's quad. Crowd's getting a little restless here. So now it's his hamstring. He's getting worked on as he lies face down.
Yeah, they're going to treat this as the hydration break, and looks as if Dallas J on the Cincinnati bench is up, getting some movement. I don't understand what's happened to.
I've never seen a hamstring injury with somebody who's not moving. Standing still, but trainer working on Hildenbrandt's hamstring while the while this water break goes on. The crowd is really getting on him. Two to nothing, Cincinnati. Goals by Sean Okoli in the first half. And Andrew Weideman in the second. Hildenbrand still stretching. Doing some squats.
Well, we'll see if this Hildebrandt stays in or if they're going to make a substitution. I think they're going to go ahead and make that substitution. Dallas J, Danville.
Oh. Now they're sending the other goalkeeper back to the bench. He's asking what's going on. He's pointing at him. And that goalie looks a little upset as he's going back to the bench.
Well, I don't understand what.
Dallas J was looking to get in the game, and
oh, now he is coming back, still warming up. I'm confused up here too, partner.
Yeah. Hildenbrand still trying to stretch his leg out. Let's see how he is now on this kick. They're going to take him out now.
Yeah, sure is. Finally going to make the substitution here.
Now Hildebrandt's got his hands up like,
Like,
why am I coming
out?
out? Well, it's because you were just laying on the ground for the last 10 minutes.
And he's walking off.
Wow.
Time's wasted. I mean, we'll be at with water and these delays, we should be at least at a good 4 or 5 minutes.
So Dallas J from Danville, California will now finally come into the game. So new goalkeeper for FC Cincinnati. And he will take the goal kick. And he kicks it straight out of bounds. Comes in the game and just kicks it out of bounds. Headed out of bounds. Another throw in for the Hammerheads. Hammerheads will keep it here and get another throw in. Ball comes into Lynch.
It'll be a corner kick.
So another corner now for the Hammerheads. It'll be that one off of a player and out of bounds. That one goes off of FC Cincinnati. He'll get another corner kick. Cowbells are ringing. Here comes the kick. And that one is kicked out by Delbridge as he goes down. And now he's rolling around on the ground. Fairclough gives him a hand and lifts him up. So Jay will kick it out. Meekum. Throw it in now.
Cincinnati just satisfied with keeping Wilmington in front of them, knowing that there hasn't been too much threat. Certainly benefiting their cause of playoffs.
Here comes a Cauley. And offsides. Fairclough with it. Sends it over to the side. Kick forward. Lynch loses it. And here comes Binns. Chance here. Martz. Dewey. And jumped on by Dallas J.
If this result stands true, Aaron, this will move FC Cincinnati back up into third place with 49 points, just one above the Charlotte Independents, again with 3 games left in hand for them. And this keeps Wilmington still at 30 points with 2 games left. So again, a deadlock on the outside looking in, with both Bethlehem, Harrisburg, and Wilmington looking on the outside to Orlando City B.
Here comes Martz. Crosses it high into the air, headed out by Cincinnati. Another header there. Now Binns will chase it down. Centers it, headed out by Delbridge.
Good service there, across in the middle, no one home for Wilmington.
Binns is pushed down, and there is a call.
He'll be awarded for a free kick from Eric Stevenson coming in from behind and knocking him down. So look for a service here. Oshani Fairclough and Bruno Peroni will be targets here. Both of them, ironically, being the leading scorers for the Wilmington Hammerheads. Both your center backs at 8 goals and 4 goals. Very untraditional to have both your center backs being your leading scorers, and it sort of tells the fate of these Wilmington Hammerheads not getting goals scored this season from the forward or offensive positions.
Liam Miller will take the kick. As the cowbells are ringing, Miller kicks it, and the whistle's blown.
Substitution here for Cincinnati.
So Miller will kick this thing again.
It's going to be Wiedemann leaving the game for Cincinnati.
Miller kicks it. It is headed by Okali over the goal, so there'll be a corner kick. Taking the corner kick will be Jeff Mishad. Mishad kicks it, headed out. Mishad puts it back in, and it's caught by Jay. Man going down on the play. Dallas J will kick this out. One of the better kicks from that side of the field. Meekum with a nice little move there. Now Binns gets it, and he's racing down the field. Binns gives it over to Mishad. And that one headed out by Delbridge again.
The FC Cincinnati has done a great job in the defensive box today, not giving any sniffs for any Wilmington pressure. Really only one deadly shot that could have caused problems in the first half with Parker.
Taken away. Nice play there by Mishad. Martz.
Good tackle.
Headed up.
Well defended there by Nicholson with a big Peroni on his back. That's an absolute blister again from Michael Binns.
Coley. Nice job there by Meekum.
Meekum's fan base actually sitting right in front of the telecast booth tonight, celebrating a good defensive play there by the young man.
Binns gets it over to Mishad in the corner. He stops it from going out of bounds.
It's a great effort there to keep that ball in from going out. And
Dewey slips.
Yeah, Wilmington's pushing a lot of players forward. They need certainly goals, and that's going to be a foul. Could see it be a yellow card here by Michael Meekum.
Coley on the ground, pushed from behind.
Yeah, Broadley's going to call him over, Broadley being the center referee. And Meekum's going to find the book in the 87th minute gone on the clock. And Coley, of course, acting as if
he just got shot.
One last substitution for the Hammerheads. Dewey will be coming off the pitch, and Pibe Dua will be Faraday Sosa, 25 for Wilmington, coming on. His first touch by coming in off the bench, and welcome to the action right away.
Right into it.
Corbin Bone.
Sousa right into the action.
Well, we're approaching the 90-minute mark here. Should have about 5 minutes put on time here. We'll see if I can go 2-0 on the day, partner. We'll see what the delay from Hildebrandt has earned in extra time, and certainly the hydration break and a couple other stoppages, a goal and booking and a couple other things. Could be 5, could be looking on the sorts of possibly 6 minutes, but I'm going to go with 5 if we're placing my bets.
Binns cutting through some guys and then pushed down, but no whistle.
Here's the digiboard on the far side.
O'Colly's going to give that throw in now to McMahon. Smits grabs it. Lynch off his head.
So 5 minutes added on of extra time. I'm 2 for 2 today, partner, and 90 says the clock. But we'll go an extra 5 minutes to see if Wilmington can possibly get anything.
And now can you get us 2 goals? Sharp. Wow, Hammerheads take it away. Needing to move it up the field. Mishad's all alone, and he kicks it off the post. Mishad still with the ball now. Turnaround shot by Lynch, blocked.
And that pretty much sums up the day. Shot going to be taken there by Faraday, but just the luck of the way things have gone this season, banging posts and missing opportunities, and seeing one there.
Yeah, that a big missed opportunity there as he put that one off the post. And it'll be a goal kick for Cincinnati. Here it is on the replay. Put it around the goalkeeper, but off the post. Nice job by Dallas J to cut down the angle there, though.
This actually being the first game of 2 here at Legion Stadium, a local community college, the Cape Fear Community College Sea Devils, will be taking on USC Lancaster of the NJCAA Region 10 action in soccer. So this field getting a lot of use in the Wilmington community. The Sea Devils taking the field, and as C.W. Ponton is at the helm, new coach for Cape Fear Community College Sea Devils.
Good soccer here in the Port City between Cape Fear and UNCW at the college ranks. Corner kick here for the Hammerheads, who are running out of time. Mishad, that one headed over the goal.
DeFrager being able to get ahead on that one, but just not getting on top of it.
93-13 on the clock. Dallas J puts it down, taking his time here. No real urgency to kick this thing down the field. And he kicks that one out of bounds. That one kicked way up into the air and out of bounds. Sousa throws it in. Martz kicks it back. Lynch will run this down, stops it. That one kicked and out. Meekum. Martz has it. A kick blocked away.
Offsides being whistled there. And Jay will probably, well, uncommonly not staying down like the last several plays by the goalkeeping.
94-55. We're at 95 minutes now.
Yeah, referee should let this one in, and that should wrap her up for this evening.
2-0 is the score. FC Cincinnati. And that is going to be it. Or now there's a discussion in the middle of the field between the Bruno Peroni, not happy there at the end. But
it's really a bit of a frustration bit there, and you know, really some mistakes on the behalf of the Wilmington Hammerheads tonight, leaving Mark Briggs and his squad leaving the field.
Tough loss there for the Hammerheads. Lose 2-0 to Cincinnati, to FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, we apologize. The wrong right badge up there, but wrong wording there. Orlando City B getting some credit here on, but certainly FC Cincinnati. Good shot of the flag as we take a break or take an exit, and here's some replays here. Couple opportunities in the first half by the Wilmington Hammerheads.
That was one of their best chances of this game. Tough loss here. Needing a win. You know, a couple balls bounce off the hand of John Smits. One off the post at the end of the game. Great save by Hildebrandt on their best chance. And
there's another look at the goal, that the first goal of the contest Smits had in its mitts and unable to hang on to.
Sean O'Calley with that goal in the first half. Goal in the second half by Andrew Wiedemann. And those are your two goals of today's match. FC Cincinnati with a 2-0 win on the Wilmington Hammerheads. 2 games left to play, 1 more at home, 1 more on the road. Your overall thoughts about today's game, Chris?
Yeah, just not good enough. But again, looking at the teams left to play, this FC Cincinnati team being the tougher of all, I do believe, for the Hammerheads. So, you know, you may have expected that. Certainly disappointed in the result. Mark Briggs felt that could have been in this game a little bit more. But quick turnaround from last Wednesday's game. And but you got to strap them on, go back to work again on Monday morning and suit up and be ready to finish out the season and try to pick up points. So a little disappointing, but, you know, again, it's been like that all season long, and you just hope that the last 2 games are your season.
So the next game will be Saturday at 7 o'clock in Harrisburg City. So that's your next one.
That's a big game. I mean, that's a team that's behind you. You can pick up some points, but, again, you're on the road. And then coming home for your last outing to hopefully get some more points.
So the final here, FC Cincinnati 2, Wilmington Hammerheads 0. I'd like to say thanks to Tarbo Sports Group. For Chris Liebert, I'm Aaron Gerberg. Have a great afternoon, everybody.